Hey guys, can everybody hear me? Good. I just thought it was a really hard fought game by both teams. I thought the guys really battled, really battled. Um, I thought in the first half we did a really good job after the initial couple of threes that they hit, because our mindset was kind of going in and trying to take away their 3-point shooting. Um, and I thought we did that in the first half pretty well. And then late in the second half, broke down. That late shot clock three was a killer. 2 threes, the 1-3 by Patrick McCaffrey and the 1-3 from Keegan Murray, two guys that don't make threes that really hurt us. And then obviously, we had that stretch. We went over 7 minutes without scoring in a really tight game on the road against number 10 team in the country. You just can't do that. And again, I thought we had some pretty good looks at the basket. So again, it was really a tough battle on the road here. And I'm proud of our guys' effort.
Corey Geiger, let's go ahead and begin with you. Justin Morgenstein, you're on deck.
Yeah, Jim, it was the same thing against Ohio State, about 7 minutes as well. What's happening during that stretch that, really kind of decides the game?
I thought against Ohio State, we took a couple of bad shots. I didn't think in this game we took bad shots. I just think we didn't make them. I just think we got some pretty good looks and we didn't make shots. It was tough. You had, MJ's been shooting the ball well. He was 3 for 15. Zay Brockton was 4 for 10. And in those little stretches, especially on the road, you gotta make those. And it's tough. It's tough. And these guys are working so hard. And they defended while we weren't scoring. I think we just got to keep executing. I thought Sam was really dynamic in the first half. Maybe didn't get the same looks in the second half. I thought that hurt us. And during that stretch too, like we really didn't get to the foul line, when we weren't scoring. Actually, I think our first points were when John got to the foul line at that point. So.
Justin Morgenstein, let's come to you. Tanya Luce, you'll be on deck.
Jim, kind of similar to that, when you're seeing these offensive struggles and these long stretches of, scoreless basketball, what are you telling yourself as that unfolds? Are you trying to get specific people shots, specific looks? Like, what are you trying to go for there?
Yeah, I think if you saw it, right, we had gotten multiple guys shots. We try to run a couple of different sets for guys to get good looks at the basket. Again, I thought we got a little bit fatigued, and then it happened again with John being in foul trouble. He really helps us facilitate offense, and he was down and out for a little bit with fouls, and it affected us. But we went to a couple different guys to get some good looks. God, we even got to the rim a couple of times and missed some layups and dunks. Like, that's tough. Like, to beat the number 10 team in the country on the road, you got to make your layups, you got to make your free throws, and you got to make some open shots. And we just came up a little short tonight.
Tanya Luce, let's come to you. Dave Melander will come to you next for a question.
Coach, what did you think of Abdu's play tonight? I mean, you have a pretty old roster at the forward position. Does that give you some hope for the future, knowing that you have him coming in? Yeah.
Abdu's a great kid. He's worked really hard. I'm really proud of his effort tonight. We knew to be able to take away, or try to take away some of the 3-point shooting, which I thought worked very well for most of the game. We knew we were going to need bodies to run at Garza, and we knew Abdu had to play for us. And I thought he did a pretty good job with it. He fouled a little bit, but against Garza, that's tough not to foul. Because again, we just felt if we were going to double the post, it was really going to open up the 3-point shooting. So, but Abdu, it was good to see him step in and play the way he did tonight.
Dave Melander, let's come to you, and then Corey Geiger, you'll be on deck.
Hey, Coach, is there anything you could take away from these 2 games against Ohio State and Iowa that you can build off of going into the next one?
Absolutely. Come on, man. We played hard. We played really good basketball for stretches in these games. I mean, you're talking about 2 of the best teams in the country, and we're like 2 plays away from winning those games, and guys playing off each other. So I think you take a lot out of it. I think, if we could play as hard as we played these past 2 games on Tuesday night, we're going to give ourselves a chance to win that game.
Corey Geiger, let's come to you. Mark Brennan, you'll be on deck.
It is interesting, Jim, because you're sitting here at 4-11 in the league, and anybody that's watched these games knows that some of them could have gone the other way. But you are 4-11 in the league, and now it gets, really, really tough. So what would you tell people that just don't want to hear that you're playing hard and you're a couple possessions away?
I'm gonna tell them anything. I'm going to talk to my team and coach my team. Keep being positive and keep working really hard and keep getting good shots and keep executing. And, listen, we're frustrated too. Our guys are really frustrated. And that's my concern, our guys. I'm really not that concerned about the people from the outside that don't see what we do every single day. It's not going to change. It's not like all of a sudden, okay, we're going to put this kid in or put that kid in. Like, this is the formula. We're good enough to be in every single game. Right now, we haven't finished them, and it's frustrating for everybody. And we're going to keep plugging away though.
Mark Brennan, let's go to your question, and then Dave Eckert will come to you. You're on deck.
Jim, I'm sorry I got on a little bit late if you already answered this, but John picked up a couple of fouls 15, 20 feet away from the basket in the second half. How difficult is that when you're trying to match up with a guy like Garza and you only have so much foul capital to kind of spend?
Yeah, the one where John went for the baseline out of bounds play, the long pass, and he ran into him. The guy's playing so hard. John's just playing so hard. And he came out of the game, was like, man, that was dumb. My fault. But, with John, he's playing so hard. And in a game like this, it's such a physical basketball game. Low post defense on both teams. There could have been foul called every possession. It was really that physical. So, but that one at top, that hurt. John picked up his foul there.
Dave Eckert, let's come to you, and then Corey Geiger, you're on deck.
Yeah, Jim, in your response to Corey's question, you mentioned the frustration. I mean, do you see that frustration, impacting performances at this point, or is that just a locker room thing? Right
No,
now?
I think it's after games. Like, these guys, they want to win. They're competitors. They're playing really hard. So there's the frustration. And I just tell them, like, hey, man, just, you can't control the ball going in. You can control execution. Obviously, you got to focus on offensive rebounding more. But guys, if you guys were able to come to practice right now, okay, you wouldn't be able to tell if it's the first practice of the year or it's a practice of a team that just lost 20 in a row. You would not be able to tell. We have such great energy, enthusiasm. We're having fun. The guys are playing aggressively. It's loud. It's not, these guys certainly haven't put their heads down like they're done. No, it's every day we're coming out. And that's why it's frustrating, because they're playing so hard. They're working so hard. They're giving everything they got. And we're going to continue to.
Corey Geiger, let's come to you for the final question of this session.
I just want to ask you about Garza, Jim. Obviously, he is just a nightmare down there. How impressed have you been by that guy's development throughout the course of his career?
Yeah, I'm really impressed. I knew him in high school. The jump he's made, last year was a huge jump that he made, unbelievably. And he's even gotten better from that too. And they're a really good team. They're number 10 in the country for a reason. They have such really good pieces around them. And they put you in such a difficult situation to make a decision of how you're going to guard them. And tonight, we decided we had to try to take away the threes at home. And, he hurt us. He was 8 for 16 from the fields. He's a fantastic player. I wish him nothing but the best. He's a really good kid. I think it's a lesson for a lot of kids out there. He wasn't great his freshman year, but, he didn't look to transfer. He didn't, blame anybody. He just worked and got better and better and better. And now you're looking at a kid that could possibly be the player of the year in the country. So that's a great credit to him and Fran and their program here.